Welcome to a Black Friday edition of the Mncfl Insider Show with your host Keith Reed of the Dallas Cowboys. With Thanksgiving just passing and the holiday spirit in the air, the Mncfl officially today did what they first. They called it a Black Friday sweep, and what we did is we eliminated all inactive owners, all owners who we felt were not helping the league to be the best it can be. And unfortunately, we did cut some guys, and we had some guys that stepped down. But looking at this league and looking at how long it's been going, we feel like that we should have the best owners out here, and we shouldn't have to be having games, 5 and 6 game subs a week, or guys just not making time, or just not uh, using the common courtesy to communicate with one another so that we can be successful and advance in timely fashion, and other owners don't get stuck always sitting around waiting. But they said we did drop some owners, and that created some vacancies. I do have several emails with applications that have been submitted to my email, and I will begin the process of recruiting and trying to fill some of these vacancies. But if you are wanting to move teams, please feel free to shoot me a line, and we can make that happen as I give you first dibs on some of the open teams. Right off the top of my head, uh, uh, Jeremy of the Patriots has moved to the Bengals as Tech stepped down due to what he called it's a high volume of work right now, and it's been a busy season, which I can understand. So we respect that, and he's welcome to come back. Uh, got two people that I'm really not sure of yet. One is the gamer from the Dolphins and Killzone on the Jags. Uh, Killzone, of course, had some issues with some family emergencies with his father, so he had to step away. The Dolphins had an issue with a game that he played with Big Black. It just seemed like it was a misunderstanding, and I rectified it. Big Black didn't seem to complain about it, and I've yet to talk to Sam to see if we can move forward since we reversed the game. But other than that, uh, the rookie draft has been uploaded. If your username and password that you use to access the forum should be the same name and password that you use to access the draft council. The council can be found right at the top under GM2 box, and it'll have a drop down menu, and you will be able to then select draft council and take a look at next year's rookies. I did use a realistic version of the rookies coming out. There were some changes made to the file, but what we didn't want is a bunch of super or overrated rookies. So we didn't do that this year. Looking out now into the league and looking at some of the games that's been played, we're off to a decent start. We've had uh, these games played, and we've had these games not played for the last couple of days. Seems like it hasn't moved in a couple of days, but just looking out there, and we had the Panthers beat the Falcons 16-12. The Panthers get a win. We had the Dolphins lose to the Bills 38-31 in a game, which I subbed, and it really boiled down to an interception and a return for a touchdown for the Bills. And then the backbreaker was a kickoff return after the Dolphins tied it up, and the Bills blew up and ended up holding on to win this game. And the Bills were lucky. He talked a lot of smack, but he backed it up this time. Ravens defeated the Bengals. Tex, after this one, stepped down. Germany again will replace Tex as the Bengals coach, leaving the Patriots open for anyone who's interested. We had the San Francisco 49ers over the Seattle Seahawks 19-16. We had the Bears beat the Raiders 17-10. Cowboys over the Colts 19-13. Cardinals 24-17 over the Lions. And last game that's been played, which was probably the biggest upset of all year, was the San Diego Chargers over the Indianapolis Colts 13-12. Uh, Guys, games left out there that's still open. I do not see posts or threads that lead me to believe that these games have been scheduled or are even being attempted to be played. If that ends up being the case after tomorrow night, I will just send those games and I won't care who wins. So, I mean, you have to do your part in order for the league to work well. And if you don't, now I won't be rewarding people who don't follow the rules. So please, if you get an opportunity, leave a message on the forum. That's where league rule says it has to be done. I know we use ICQ, but that is not the legal way. ICQ is not the legal way to contact your opponent so that everybody know that you've made an attempt. You need to do it on the forums. Leave him a message. If it gets out of the ones that we see on the front page, you can always add a bump to it and bump it up so it's back on the front page again. But it's becoming unfair to a lot of people when we don't get games played or games scheduled, and people feel like they should get the wins or get these easy wins, should I say? But again, I feel like the league is going well. I will be recruiting. If you know of anybody that you think will be a good addition to the league, please let me know. Send him my way. I'll sit down and talk to him. We're going to try to do things a little differently that regarding bringing on new owners as well. We will have a little stricter policy about letting people in. We'll sit down and talk with them and just kind of get a feel for them and if they were in any other leagues and try to get some information about them in other leagues and what kind of owners they were. So we won't be just signing folk up anymore and just letting them in. I mean, I've done that in the past and it hasn't been a bad thing, but it hasn't been had the greatest results either. So, I mean, we're going to try something different. Again, remember, we are a league that accepts donations. We have a donation site on the front page. All monies will be used to pay for the site. And other than that, guys, I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. I did until Roy Williams got the ball taken from him and the Cowboys lose. So I was doing pretty good to that point. But that's just the nature of the game. Hopefully next week they'll bounce back. Other than that, you guys have a good weekend. I'll talk to you next week.